Continuing my journey through the Best Picture Oscar winners, of which there are many, I get to Gigi from 1958. Yes, winner of the Best Picture in 1958. This film is directed by Vincente Minnelli. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's the E. If you got rid of that E, I'd know it's Vincent. But yeah, is it Vincent Minnelli? Vincente Minnelli? Or Vincente Minnelli? I don't know. I think this is the guy who fathered Liza Minnelli anyway, but that's neither here nor there. The question is, has he made a good film worthy of that Best Picture accolade? Well, I'll tell you this much. The set design and the costumes in this film are absolutely beautiful. They really are. Sadly, everything else is an absolute bore. This film is boring, to say the least. Now, I just recently watched The Great Ziegfeld, and that was a 3-hour bore fest. It's not even 2 hours, I don't think. This film felt longer than The Great Ziegfeld. In fact, I think I had to watch this in 2 sittings. It is dull. It is so dull. Characters are either boring, unlikable, or just plain annoying. So we've got these 2 central characters, Gigi and Gaston. And Gaston is I'm going to have to say it like Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast. Gaston, he is a high society chap. You know, he's very rich and he's bored with life, basically. He's Solomon. He's experienced, but without the wisdom. He's experienced everything that life has to offer, and now he's bored. And in fact, he sings about that for a good 3-4 minutes or so in a song all about him being bored. And never has a song been more apt for a film. So he's bored with life, and he has a friend, Gigi, this young girl. I'm not quite sure how young she's supposed to be in this film, but I gather she's quite young. It's quite clear that she's a younger girl, and they're just friends. But she's in the poorer part of town. I say that in inverted commas because, quite frankly, her house looks pretty damn nice by anybody's standards, I would say. But yeah, there's several times during this film that her family kind of make a point of the fact that they're lower down on the totem pole. They're poor. And it's like, yeah, right. Okay, you've never experienced a day of being poor in your life, quite frankly. But yeah, whatever. So there's the class divide. You know, if this film was really any good and interesting, it would make that divide much bigger and much more obvious, so that it, actually had something to say. But yeah, it's just about this friendship between these 2 and the realization by Gaston that he's actually in love with Gigi. The reason he's so friendly with her is because he loves her. And it's just, yeah, it's French. It's super French, but not French. This is the problem. What it is it's a Hollywood movie representation of France. And I think that there's been... How do I say this without annoying people and alienating a certain section of my audience? I find the French annoying. Let's just say that. I find the French accent annoying. But I realise, watching this film, that's very unfair. Because actually what I find annoying is the Hollywood representation of France. The Hollywood representation of who the French are. Because when I sit back and think about it, and I think about the French films that I've watched, movies like Amélie, movies like The Class, which is a fantastic film, phenomenal if you've not seen that. The French people in those movies, Intouchables, incredible film. The French people in those movies, they don't bug me. They don't annoy me. You know why? Because they don't look like this. They don't act like this. They don't talk like this. This is a Hollywood representation of France. It's dull, it's boring, it's annoying at times. I hated this film. Seriously, it was crap. It was pretty to look at. To top it off, it was a musical And, you know, I said this with The Great Ziegfeld. I don't mind musicals just as long as they're good. What makes this a terrible musical is that they don't even dance when they sing. They literally just sit there singing or stand in one spot singing at the screen. And it's so dull. It's so boring. The only song that kind of makes any kind of impact, even though I don't know the name of it because I didn't bother to look it up, was this song at the beginning that this character, who actually reminds me very much of Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast now that I think about it, he sings this song about little girls. It may actually be called Little Girls because he says little girls an awful lot in the song. And you're probably now thinking that sounds a bit creepy. Well, it is. And that's kind of what makes it memorable, is you've got this old guy cavorting around the streets of France, looking at genuine little girls and singing about how they're going to grow up into girls that he can, you know, bang, basically. It's seriously creepy. If you did that in a movie today, quite rightly, there would be an outcry as to just how paedophilic that seems. It's creepy, it's wrong, it just, yeah, and laughable. Funny for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, I think that's probably all I've got to say on this one. It's dull. It's one of the dullest Best Picture Oscar winners I've seen, and currently probably sits right at the bottom as far as my ranking would go. It's going to take a really bad film to beat this one for that bottom spot, it's got to be said. I couldn't attach myself to any of the characters. I didn't care about them. It's just rich people doing rich things, complaining about their high society problems, which aren't really problems, they're just annoyances. And yeah, that's it, I'm out. So apparently enough people thought this film was indeed good enough to grant it the honour of being called Best Picture in 1958. So are they wrong or am I? Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Gigi? And if so, what did you think about it? Thank you for watching this review, and until next time, cracking.